That song by the Demon Seeds, it's called One Foot in the Grave. Incidentally, what about half of the people in this studio, in fact, is 1 foot in the grave. So I figured I'd cue that one up tonight. Before that, Zombina and the Skeletones doing her Zombie Hop. 2 songs you might not hear back to back anywhere else, but here on the Tony Jones Show. It is Thanksgiving Eve, not New Year's Eve. We are live. I want to thank you for tuning in and hanging out. Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Go to TonyJones.org and RIFreeRadio.org. Incidentally, don't forget to check out ProvidenceNightOut.com. George from said website is in studio. DJ Psycho Eddie is here, and we have luckily seduced local legend Herb Snurple. He's going to play us out tonight. He's strapped on his guitar. Of course, he's been... Herb has his strap on.
He straps them on quite often, actually.
Strap-on radio coming soon. But before we get to... Well, unfortunately, before we have to wrap things up, George, Eddie, I want you to tell me who you're digging for local bands right now. Any new music or younger bands coming down the pipeline you're seeing?
Well, actually, I got a new, it's not a rock and roll, oddly enough, a new composer, musician, Eric Medeiros from Arsenal is now doing, I want to say electronic with vocals, is the best I can describe it. His name is now Medrick, and I cannot describe it enough. He sounds way better than the billing that I'm giving him. George, you?
For me? Yeah, I've seen about 150, maybe 200 bands this year. And there's a few bands that I'll try to get out to every show that they put on. One of them I'm going to see right now when I leave the studio. I think Chris Hansen and Viking Jesus might be one of the premier bands out of Rhode Island right now. And I think he is backed by some of the best musicians that our state has. Nick Iden on drums, George Assault on guitar, and, of course, Chris Hansen, who I think is one of the best storytellers that I've ever heard. So he's one band that I really enjoy listening to. There's a new band out of Attleboro called The Sweet Release. These kids are like knocking it dead. They're if you want to go and sweat while you're watching a band perform, you got to see these guys. They're all over the place. And then there's a really funky group called Daddy Longlegs that just is a jam funk.
Even the Dust Ruffles. Dust Ruffles have been around for a little while, not that long.
Well, as a group,
they are tight, absolutely tight.
Yeah, great musicians again. El Diaz is probably the best musician in Rhode Island, as he can play, that water bottle if he had to. I mean, he's just can make sweet sounds.
I went to a ton of shows this past year, and I don't think that I went to even a one quote-unquote mainstream show. I'm just trying to...
I haven't been to a mainstream show in I can't tell you how many decades.
I went to see Interpol not too long ago, but that wasn't this past year. Yeah, I don't think I made it out to one mainstream show, which, again, as a cheap bastard, there's way more bang for your buck going to a show where you can see 5, maybe 6, maybe 10 bands for $10 than go into some joint, having to pay to park and walk through a crowd and pay $150 just for the pleasure of seeing said millionaires perform.
Yeah. $150 would just about cover my bar tab when I go see these bands.
I want to thank you guys again, and I hope everybody checks out My Night Out Radio. You guys are on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're getting the infrastructure up.
We have an email, actually, mynightout.radio@verizon.net. We have the Facebook, we have the Twitter. If you want to get in touch with us, you can very easily get in touch with us, no matter what form you'd like to get in touch with us with.
And incidentally, if there's anybody listening and they think, well, I've already done Tony's show, or I've already done Chuckle's Crypt, and or maybe I shouldn't contact those guys too, feel free to contact all the shows on the platform, because we come together on the station, but we all have this kind of unique listenership. So our door, literally, here in the Rhode Island Free Radio Studios is always open, and it's across platforms. So be sure to check that out. Now, as we wrap things up, first of all, this is our first ever Thanksgiving Eve live broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Of course, I got to thank Chuckles the Clown. And we're very lucky to have some live music to play us out. A man who's a regular on the Tony Jones Show, Erp Snurple, has arrived, and he's going to play us out tonight. Some live music. Sure.
My ClevelandDragon.com is defunct. So,
Already?
it got messed up. So I have a new website, ErpSnurple.com.
Nice. You got to get that copyrighted.
That was my original name anyways. So I want to do a cover soon. All right? Ready? All right. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I gotta beware. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds. Getting so much resistance from behind. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Oh, paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step in the line, the man come take you away. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's Stop, hey, what's that song? Everybody look what's going. Yeah.
Herb Snurple wrapping it up, playing us out.
That's the only cover song I've ever done.
Whipping out the covers. That could be possibly the Tony Jones Show exclusive Herb Snurple track. We can cut that out. We can put it on there. Herb Snurple, I want to thank you for playing us out. As always, I hope we can have a long-form conversation. Chuckles the Clown from Chuckles Crypt, DJ Psycho Eddie, George from ProvidenceNightOut.com. Remember, My Night Out Radio is on its way. And if you're going to be up early, I'm on the air live, 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. over on WRNP, Attleboro, Providence. Of course, I have to be on my best behavior tomorrow, so I got it all out of my system tonight. See how that works? It's a very cathartic experience. This is, unfortunately, going to wrap up Tony Jones's rockin' Thanksgiving Eve live broadcast. I think this is going to have to be an annual event for my broadcasting career, so think about us next Thanksgiving Eve. Very fitting, as always, to end the program tonight. A little Jim Carroll Band, one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite musicians. This is his big hit. It's People Who Died. Make sure you check out TonyJones.org. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Cheddar sniffing glue, he was 12 years old. Fell from the roof on East 29. Kathy was 11 when she pulled the plug. 26 reds and a bottle of wine. Bobby got leukemia, 14 years old. He looked like 55 when he died. He was a friend of mine. Those are people who died, died. 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 They were all my friends that just died. Herbie pushed Tony from the boys club roof. Tony thought that his rage was just some goof, but Herbie sure gave Tony some bitchin' proof. And Herbie said, Tony, can you fly? But Tony couldn't fly. Tony died. Those are people who died, 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 died. They're all my friends and they died. Brian got busted on a narco rap. He beat the rap by ratting on some bikers. He said, hey, I know it's dangerous, but it sure beats Rikers. But the next day, he got offed by the very same bikers. Those are people who died, died. 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 All my friends and when he died. Glue. He was 12 years old, fell from the roof on East 29. Kathy was 11 when she pulled the plug on 26 reds and a bottle of